Chris Grash, what is your official title with the Department of Fish and Wildlife?
I am a private lands wildlife biologist.
I have known you since 1972. We've been working at the department together.
It's been a while, not quite that long. But
It has been a while, and you know what? You have an interesting job. You get to travel around, see different folks' property, and you know about food plots. So when you walk out on a piece of property, how can you evaluate soil types and things like that?
typically what we recommend to landowners, if they're going to do a planting or go to that next level, you're going to take some soil samples and take them into the county extension agent to get some requirements for the soil for whatever you're going to be planting.
What do you do to take a soil sample in? Where would you get it and what would you do with it?
Basically, you want to take it from the area that you're going to be planting in, whether you're going to be a little deeper in the soil or up on top. You want to kind of mix that soil together, take a shovel or a spade and just dig into the ground.
How much do you need?
Not much, maybe a cup or two. And depending on the size of the area you're going to be planting, you may want to take several samples throughout the field to make sure you get a uniform area that you know what you're looking at.
Let's go very, very basic. Say you don't even have a tiller, you got 10 acres. You can do a lot on 10 acres, even 5 acres. I used to hunt deer in Shelby County on 5 acres, and I could have killed 50 deer a year if you have that right area. What can you do in a small area?
In a small area, there's a lot of different things you can do. If you do determine you've got an area that could benefit from changing it, a lot of times you can take just a backpack sprayer after you mowed an area off. And this isn't very big, it's not even hardly 1/8 of an acre. And you mow this off with a regular mower. It'll take you a little while if you only have a push mower, but you could mow this off, wait for a little bit of regrowth, spray it, get a backpack sprayer or just a small one that you carry around. Wouldn't take too long, and kill it out. Now, if you've got the ability to till that area, that would probably be beneficial, but you don't necessarily have to. You can broadcast onto that area, like a clover or winter wheat or something of that nature. If you have the ability to rake it in or disc it in, that's best. But if you don't, if you don't have a tractor, you don't have the implements you need, there's always a way to get around that. So, I mean, a landowner has a lot of options. It may take a little more work. It's a lot more work than riding on a tractor and tilling an area and everything, but you can still get an area like this in a day's time easy.
Of course, everybody's starting to think about deer season right now. Bow season's right around the corner. What time of year can you start spreading this stuff out?
Right now is the time to be thinking about a fall plot. Usually mid-August to late August is when we'll start our fall plots, when you're planting your clovers, your wheats, your oats, things of that nature for a fall planting.
If you were going to go to the store and get the spray, what would you get?
Typically we're recommending glyphosate-based chemical. It's the active ingredient in Roundup, but there's a lot of generics out there. Go to your local southern states or Tractor Supply and ask for their generic Roundup. And as long as it's got 41% active ingredient of glyphosate in it, you're spraying Roundup. It's going to get you a good kill. Typically we'll recommend about 1.5 quarts to 2 quarts to the acre as far as what you spray. So, and it's relatively cheap and does a real good job.
So go in, mow low, and when you start to get that growth coming back up, that's when to spray it?
That's the key. You want it to be actively growing when you spray it, so it'll take the chemical up and get into the root system and get you a good kill.
Now, how long do you wait till the area turns brown?
Typically, it's going to be 10 to 14 days is what we'll recommend waiting.
You've killed your area out, and again, you don't have a lot of equipment. What do? Just broadcast your clover?
Yeah, I mean, you want to try and get it uniform over the area, and a broadcaster is going to do that better for you. Whether
there's little crank ones?
Little crank ones that you can backpack and kind of on your shoulders. I actually did this area with a push one where you seed your lawn with. I just put it in that and adjusted it and got a uniform coverage that way.
So you have little mowed paths. Now deer are like everybody else. At times, if they feel comfortable, the path of least resistance. So you mowed some lanes so they can come right up here and graze on this, what'd you say, 1/8 of an acre maybe?
Yeah, something like that. It's a little plot of Ladina clover, and I've got several throughout this field. I just mowed this about a week ago. I kind of let the Queen Anne's lace and other stuff get up over it a little more, Typically, you don't mow your clover areas in late summer because of the heat, and that'll kind of harm your clover. But we've had so much rain lately that it's been fine. My weeds have kind of gotten over my clover, so I mowed this area, and you can see how it's responded. It's coming back really well.
Yeah. And if you got happy deer,
everybody's happy.
Year to year, they know that, hey, this is a good field to come to. And then you build your big shooting box like that over there. I'm sure you don't shoot any deer up here.
No, not at all.
You just watch them.
We like to photograph them.
You know what? And that's fine if that's what you like to do. But you know what? I think you're like me. I put at least 4 in the freezer every year, and that's a big part of our protein intake.
We eat a lot of deer.
There's a big one around here, right? Yeah, and you want Kentucky Afield. Your dad doesn't need to shoot more big deer. You want Kentucky Afield to come in here and take care of that big one you got?
Y'all can come photograph it all you like.
That's what I thought. You know what? Thank you so much for talking with us this morning. I appreciate what you do.
I appreciate you having me.